morning. It's Tuesday, but you're going to get this on Wednesday. Today, well, those of you who follow us on Instagram will have seen that I finished one. I found the missing blue, so the rule following dilemma was then null and void, and I was okay. I could follow the rules and still do it and not feel like I had to make yarn. So I found the missing deep sea blue yarn, wound it up, did the last 4 crochet flowers, which, to be honest, 4 flowers. That's really what we were worried about here. But they're done, so I can officially say Happy New Year, even though we're, I don't know how many days late, 11? I think we're 11 days late. I think it's the 11th today. I went to coffee with my friend Jean Reeves today, and she brought me an interesting little document. It's a copy of an Irish crochet book, or actually April 1910 Needlework magazine article, and I am going to photocopy that, PDF it, and I will put it on in the info below so that you can have a copy of this. But some very cute, here, I'm going to hold this up so you can see it. Some very cute history of Irish crochet pages. It says volume 9, number 4. I'm not sure how much of this. Yeah, it just says, it does say Needlework magazine. So hopefully these are all from the same magazine. But they're very cute, very history of Irish crochet article inside. Some advertisements for some really cute Edwardian clothing add-ons for $0.25, plus a whole bunch of patterns for doing some Irish crochet items. A collar, a yoke, a doily, things like that. So this will be in the info below, and probably, well, actually what it'll have to be is linked to our new website, which, by the way, I don't know if you've noticed that, but we are now the Twisted Picot. We're in a flux of a transition. I'm going into semi-retirement, and Kelly's taking over the bulk of the work as far as the day-to-day store stuff goes. I'll still go to the shows. I'll still do YouTube videos, things like that, but I'm going into semi-retirement, and honestly it's because I have a house that requires so much work that I don't have time to work anymore. Does that make sense? I need to work to make money to take care of the house, but no, we need the time more than we need the money right at this point, especially since the yarn biz is not what you'd call a lucrative business anyway. So that happened today, and I worked on the edging, because now I have to go through to all 52 of these flowers, or 54, I believe is how many I made. I may be cranking an extra one out. I don't know how many I have. I haven't counted them, honestly. I just went. But I now have to do a white edging around all of them so I can start crocheting them together. I do a single crochet of the each flower together so that I don't have to sew it. Although sometimes I think sewing it would be easier. Anyway, I'm doing the white edging. I'll show you that here in just a second. I'm also going to talk, because I've been sort of doing a nighttime when I can't sleep, dive into needle lace. Last summer, I took Irish needle lace, and I'm trying to remember what the name of the town is. It's a town just west of Cork that has a history of an original French needle lace methodology that they have adopted because the nuns brought it in. And it is different than these ones. These 2 needle laces, Romanian point lace, and, it just went out of my head. Just a minute, it'll come back to me. This other needle lace that I'm going to type up right here, because this happens to me all the time when I'm on the camera. I remembered it before I started the button and hit go. These 2 needle laces have something in common in that they both start with a core that wraps around and borders your needle lace design. So I'm going to show you those 2, and we'll talk about and compare and contrast the 2. So first of all, there is my flower with its border, and I know you've seen this all before, but now this is what I'm going through, is I'm going to put this border on all those many things, hide all these many ends, and then single crochet between each from here to here, basically, is the way it works. But I do them in rows, and then I do the rows together. So the hardest part is getting these center ones to line up, because these are supposed to exactly line up with the next motif along. And it's fun. It's easy to do when they're end to end, but it gets a little more difficult when I'm doing a long run. And I'm doing it with just the natural or white PCC fingering weight. All right. All right, now let's talk about laces. So these are both a form of needle lace, but what these two pieces have in common is they are both on a core. So these two motifs are designed on some form of a core that is separate from the needle lace itself. In the case of Romanian point lace, very often, although you can buy these, most of the time these are crocheted, and it's sort of like an I-cord, but not exactly. There's a specific stitch that you use to make the cord. And so if you see here, there's cord here, cord forms the leaves on this motif, cord comes around and forms the flower petals and even a center. And then the needle lace, air quote needle lace portion of it, done on a needle and thread, is done inside or using anchoring to this core I-cord like edge. So in here we have figure 8 twisted motifs. In here we have almost a woven motif. Looks a lot like a tally or a leaf. Again, here's more woven, and then another branching that is like a figure 8 around 3 long threads that are sewn in. So it's kind of a meeting of the minds between embroidery and crochet in terms. And then here, look at this. This is just an eyelet stitch. We all know, basically a blanket stitch around these circles. All right, so Romanian point lace. Another type of lace is this Battenburg lace. And both of these are antique pieces that I found in my cousin's things. However, these are very easily done even today. I'm learning this right now. And this one, I have the edging ready to go. I just haven't done the sewing. So this is in fact, it's funny, it's Souvenir of Brussels, which is quite interesting. But what you can do is you can buy this tape. It's a tape lace, I guess you could call it. And this, in a sense, is a similar, you can buy this edging, and look at this design inside the edging. It's the same design as what they did right here inside these leaves, is a figure 8. And that's what's done inside each of these twirls. So what you do is, because this is sort of a bias design, you lay this out and pin it on to you pin it on a backing piece of fabric, and then, or stitch it onto a backing piece of fabric, forming the direction you want your tape lace to go. And then you build in the motifs with your needle and thread in between or inside the tape. So there's a figure 8 sort of design, a twirling back and forth. There's one in there, in between here and here. Here, which actually this one's not very well done. This one's very loosely done and not as higher quality as the other side. And then here, this is interesting. This was done on a machine, but you could totally do this. This is an inserted needle lace that is embroidered, in this case machine, but wouldn't have had to have been, embroidered onto a net. And you can get this. I don't happen to carry it in the store, but if anybody ever wanted it, I totally know where to get this. I have some in my own personal collection. And it's like an embroidered needle lace where you do a design and different stitches on a net background. Both of these employ very similar skills, even down to the stitches. And they are both needle laces, but they're needle laces that are slightly embroidery or embroidery-like. So I hope you enjoyed that little chat and looking at these two different kinds of lace. I love them both, and they're both very Edwardian. And so they fit the Irish crochet kind of theme that I started this talk with. All right, that's it for me today. I hope you kind of like that little impromptu discussion about needle lace, especially a specific kind of needle lace that has a bordered edge. That's it for me today. I hope that you're doing well. Still no heat, but Grace and I are headed to Seattle tomorrow. I will do some recording if we get up to any shenanigans. Right now, we pretty much have doctor's appointments, so it's going to be up and back. Don't know if we'll fit anything fun in. Goodness knows we don't need to shop anywhere. I am over inundated with lots of stuff that I still need to sort through here. Um, I think we're taking the dog at this point. We are, but it should be sort of a good time. But I'll probably be exhausted when I come back. I'm going to be crocheting, get those stupid edges on so I can finish that old blanket and I can move on to greener pastures. Because this year, and I'm already a week in, so I should have an embroidery motif going, and I haven't done that. I also have my embroidery from last year to sew together. So I have my work cut out for me, and let's not even talk about my unfinished projects that are sitting in wait that I haven't gotten to. Anyway, yep, the rest of my day is going to be spent working and getting ready for the slow yarn crawl. So I'll see you on Sunday. Make sure that if you haven't written like what day would be good for you for live stream, I can fit that in. I'll totally do it. I was maybe Friday afternoons. I don't know. Let me know what you think. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel and you want to know when we get our live streams and when I upload videos, hit ring the bell and subscribe and like and leave me a comment. And I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.